Hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Tarot. Today is February 6th, 2023, 10:56 a.m. I literally just made a video, but I'm not going to post it, right? Because there's a lot going on. I was talking about a dream. I am going to talk about a dream, but before I do that, I just want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone. If they resonate with you and gives you clarity, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Don't force it to be a story. Don't make it yours, right? And just it's not one size fits all. And I can guarantee you that these dreams or these messages that I'm about to talk about is not going to be one size fits all. So you have to, um, you know, if it resonates with you, then it doesn't. I'm stalling. I know because the dream is in my head, and I'm just like reworking, like I'm deciphering it all in my head. But before I do that, I just want to start off with my prayer of protection. I pray to God and call upon Archangel Michael and any ancestors, angels, and spirits of the highest white light that live unconditionally to continue to protect me and my family during this time. Please help us see things clearly and to help us remove the fog of illusion that has led us down a false path in the past. Amen. All right, so I want to talk about a dream that I had. There's two parts to this dream. The first part is you collective doing something out of genuine safety, out of the genuine safety for somebody else. The second part is something that somebody did towards you for revenge. So it's kind of like you're actually warning somebody. You gave somebody a warning. I'll talk about the dream in a second, right? But in the dream, it was like you gave somebody a warning because you genuinely cared about this person and you didn't want them to, you didn't want to see them go through like any sort of pain or suffering, whatever the case may be. When you gave them this warning, they saw it as, oh, the collective is just jealous, or the collective is just hateful, or the collective just, they don't want to see me happy, right? So that's how they took it. And the second dream, something that was meant for you was deliberately blocked by this person because they had revenge in their heart, because they genuinely thought that you were trying to block them from happiness, from love, from success, from the first dream, because they genuinely thought like, oh, the collective, they're not trying to warn me, they're just trying to stop me. So what I'm gonna do is, in the second dream, they said the karmic said, I'm going to stop the collective, I'm going to block the collective, see how they like it, see how they like a taste of their own medicine, right? But here's the thing, in the second dream, the person that was trying to do all the blocking, they were being watched the entire time. Somebody saw them deliberately blocking you. All right. By the way, this took place 2.5 years ago from today. In the dream, the timeline was 2.5 years ago from today. All right. So something could have happened at a party where somebody blocked you, deliberately blocked you from. For a lot of you, it's going to be a relationship. They blocked a relationship. They told somebody something to stop them from being in a relationship with you, despite the fact that that relationship was meant to happen, and somebody's seen that. All right. A hierophant, God saw this happening, and they were very upset because this person had no right to do that. In the first dream, you were genuinely giving the same person that was doing the blocking to you, you were genuinely giving them advice, genuine advice. You were sincere. That's why you weren't being watched, because you didn't need to, right? You were genuinely warning somebody. The second dream was, it really had to do because they were not mature enough to handle a truth. The truth was going against their own feeling, and they don't like that. They don't like having to go against their own feeling, their own ego, their own, they think they know what's best for them. So when somebody tells them some sort of critique or advice, or um, tries to give them an olive branch, they take it offense to it. They say, to them it's just like, you, how dare you, right? But anyway, so let me talk about the dream. The dream basically had characters from the original Gossip Girl show. All right. And it literally had the same characters playing the same exact roles as they would in the show in my dream. Um, so in the dream, I'm going to start off with part one. All right, I'll just do part one, part two. In the dream, in part one, I was looking in the mirror, right? And I can see in the mirror that there was a man standing in the mirror and there was a woman standing behind him. And the woman standing behind him was heavier set, and she had her hand on this man's shoulder, right? It was kind of like she was trying to puppeteer him or control him, because when she put her hand on his shoulders, he had lifted his arms up and he was looking at his hands like that. He was like, whoa, okay, these are my hands. So this man was being puppeteered by a woman, and I can see that. I literally saw Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna be standing up for a little bit while I talk about this dream. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this dream took place 2.5 years ago from today. All right, so that would be February 6th, 2023 now. So that would be 2022, 2021. Sometime in the middle of 2020. I guess that would be between, I feel like it took place maybe in between March and April of 2020, maybe. There was an event. Like a party or a soiree or like not like a ball, but it was an event where everybody was wearing gowns and the men were like, the women were wearing gowns and the men were wearing suits. All right. That was a timeline that I was given. Let me just kneel here. That was a timeline that I was given from God. All right. What else do I need to say before I get into this dream? I know I remember where I left off before I had to pause it, but I was given characters from a show, Gossip Girl. I mentioned that, I think. All right. If I didn't, well, I was given characters from a show called Gossip Girl, right? And they were playing the exact same roles that they were in the show in my dream. That was so, God gave me that so I can understand what has happened 2.5 years ago at this event from today. So, like I said, there's two parts to this dream. I'm laughing. Well, I'm not laughing, but I'm smiling because, like, I kind of just put all the pieces together. Whenever I finish a puzzle, I just get like a rush. So now I'm just like, all right, so what's the next mystery I have to solve, right? So it's exciting. So what happened was in the first part one, and then the man was also standing in the front of the mirror, and there was a woman standing behind him, and the woman had her hand on his shoulder, and when she did that, he had put his hands up like that and was like looking at them. Oh, I don't like to have my daughter shown. I don't. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, on my personal social media is perfectly fine, friends, family, but no offense to the collective, but there are other people that are weird out there. Anyway, so moving on, right? So, and he was looking at his hands. So I saw what was happening in the mirror, what was really going on. So this man was being puppeteered by this woman standing behind him. All right, this woman was taller than him. She was more heavyset. And he looked a little younger, like in his early 20s. Oh, my baby, thank you. I love it, thank you. She is so sweet. So I could see what was happening in the mirror. He was being puppeteered by a woman. All right, this man was being puppeteered by a woman. Not only that, but I just knew that this man was not good. I kept talking. I kept calling this man in my dream. I kept calling him. So in the show Gossip Girl, there's a character called Chuck Bass, but his real name is Charles Bass, but Chuck Bass is his nickname. And if you've seen Gossip Girl, you'll know that in the beginning of the show, this man is not a good man, or this kid, right? Because technically they're all in high school. But in the show, Chuck Bass is not good. He does a lot of drugs. He indulges way too much. He, has a lot of women, parties a lot, non-committal, has mother issues, has father issues, has commitment issues. Like, he's just all around messed up. He's not a good guy, right? And in the dream, you want to stand up? All right, hold on. I got my chair back. In the dream, that's who basically this person was in my dream, right? So let me make it more clear. 2.5 years ago, this man partied a lot, had a lot of partners, drugs, alcohol, indulges, slept around a lot, had a lot of horrible vices, right? How this man is today, I can't say. I don't know, because I'm only seeing what I was shown 2.5 years ago. So maybe this man could have changed from 2.5 years ago to today. It's possible, but I don't know, right? Because again, in the show, Charles Bass ends up growing up and, trying to work through his issues and, all that good stuff, right? So moving on. In the dream, I was doing my makeup. I was in the mirror doing my makeup, blah, 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 blah. And this girl, she was talking to me about Chuck Bass in the dream, right? Which is actually the man in the mirror from the very beginning of the dream. I saw who this man really was. I seen what was really happening. He was not his own person. He was being controlled. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I had to eat some cheese and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, I could see what was happening in the mirror. Like, I saw what was going on in the mirror. So I'm doing my makeup, blah, 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 blah. And this girl, she's talking to me about this man, right? We're going to call this man Charles Bass because that was the character that I was given from the show Gossip Girls. But not just this character, who he was at that time in his life. All right? So 2.5 years ago, right? Pretty much. The girl was asking me questions, not questions, but she was kind of like talking to me about this guy, saying how she really liked this guy and she wanted to, I don't know, pursue this man. All right. But I was telling her, I'm like, hey, it's really not a good idea to pursue this man. He's just not a good guy. Trust me, you don't want to, pursue this man. You don't want to be involved with this man. I know that this man is a good guy. I didn't tell her in depth why I felt this way or why I knew this or how I knew this or what I really saw when it came to this man. It's kind of like I could see what this man saw in this mirror. When this man looked at himself in the mirror, I could see what he was seeing. Not only that, but I could see behind him what he couldn't see, what he didn't want to see, what he wasn't willing to see, right? But I didn't really go all up in detail when this girl was talking to me. She was just like talking to him, and I was just telling her, hey, listen, I'm telling you, it's not a good idea. Don't pursue this man. He's just not a good guy. You don't want to go after Charles Bass, right? I used his full name to kind of let her know, like, I know him fully well. And she's saying, but Chuck Bass is not a bad guy. Chuck Bass. She was only calling him by what people around him called him. Like people who only knew him on the surface. And I'm saying, you don't want to date Charles Bass. You don't want to be involved with Charles Bass. Because I knew who he was deep down, right? A person riddled with issues, all right? I'm not joking about that or saying anything mean. I'm just saying it's a fact. He was riddled with issues. So I gave her that. It was kind of like I was giving her like a warning about this man. And the way she took it was, the collective is just jealous. The collective doesn't want me to be happy. The collective is, they're just trying to stop me from my destiny, whatever the case may be. The way the girl took that advice in my dream, she took it as I was trying to block her from happiness, right? That's how she took it. So she just didn't think it's fair. So I don't know. I guess she went against what I was saying. That was part one, right? Part two. In part two, now we're at like the actual area of the oh shit. I just seen what this really was. What the damn. So now we're in everybody's sitting down. You have some people sitting down, you have some people standing up, you have some people enjoying a meal. Like I said, everyone's wearing suits. Like the men are wearing suits and the women are wearing like gowns. It was very upscale, very nice, right? And I ended up being this character. It was like I was myself, but I wasn't exactly myself. It was kind of like I was acting out what had happened behind the scenes 2.5 years ago. All right. For some of you, it could have been 3.5 years ago. I just saw 3.5. For some of you, it could be 3.5 years ago. For a majority of you, it's 2.5 years ago, right? So now I am actively acting out what happened 2 or 3.5 years ago. So basically, the characters were Serena van der Woodsen, Blair Waldorf. In the show, these two girls are best friends, all right? Serena van der Woodsen is seen as vivacious, sexy, gorgeous, a bombshell, very free-spirited, very charming, sweet. Like everybody, all the girls want to be her and all the guys want to date her, right? And then Blair Waldorf is the best friend of Serena Vanderwoods, and she is someone who's very cunning, very smart, very loyal, very like, I protect my loved ones to the death of me. She can figure out any puzzle. She can like she's just good like that, right? She's smart. So those were the girls, and then you have Nate Archibald, which is like the good guy. He's like the king of cups of the tarot, right? He's just sweet, kind, good. You can lean on him, you can depend on him. He's just really nice. He's always there to help you out if you need help. Like, he's just genuinely good guy, right? And then you have Dan Humphrey. He was sitting to the left, at a table to the left of me. Dan Humphrey was watching everything that was happening. From the minute I walked into the room, he was watching everything that happened, right? Dan Humphrey in the show is very smart, very analytical. He is someone people will go to when they need genuine advice about something, because he's got an outsider's perspective. He can give you an outsider's perspective, an outsider's view of your situations, your problems. He's very neutral. All right. Always in his own world. You never really know what he's thinking, never really know what he's doing, but people think he's predictable. Another thing too about Dan Humphrey that I should mention is that all of these people, they're like massively rich, right? But Dan Humphrey was seen as an outsider. People doubted him. People downplayed him. People didn't really, I just saw 1626. People didn't really like come to him unless they needed something, and they didn't respect him unless he proves. Anyways, they didn't really respect him, right? Because in the show they called him Brooklyn Boy. He was born in Brooklyn. Everybody else is, from Upper Manhattan, where the richness is, the rich money, all the rich people, la la la. But because of the fact that he was considered an outsider, it also allowed him to have an outsider's perspective of view of what was really going on within this group of people, right, within this clique. Also, when I seen him in my dream, I got the picture of the Hermit and the Hierophant. So this man that was watching everything, it was kind of like he was able to see things from a higher perspective. And not only that, but he is hella smart. All right. My phone just went off again. But aside from that, so I walk into the room, and Dan Humphrey, in my dream, he is seeing everything happening, right? From the people playing to people talking, enjoying, eating. I walk into the room, and I can see that my body is not my body. I can see what's going on. It's kind of like, you know how like in shows and movies, when a spirit possesses a body, like the person has control, or the spirit has control of the person's body, and it's kind of like, it's kind of like autopilot. You're just watching things happening from that point on. It's kind of like that. So I was walking towards Nathaniel Archibald, the nice guy, and he was sitting with a group of his friends at a table, and I walked up to him, bent down in his ears, and I said, "We need to talk right now. Let's go outside." So we did that. We went outside, and mind you, Dan Humphrey is watching everything that's happening, right? The Hierophant, the Hermit, he's seeing everything, and I can see from the corner of my eye, Dan Humphrey is now outside with us, but I'm the only one that notices. And so I'm talking outside to Nathaniel, and I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, I don't think you should date Serena Vanderwoodson. I don't think you should go out with her. I don't think you should be with her. And he's like asking me why, like, he loves her. He wants to be with her. He can really see himself, having a future with her. La, 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 la. Like, this is like his dream come true. And the words that come out my mouth are, listen, she's in a very vulnerable state right now. She's doing so good in her life. She's, focused in her life at the moment. If you get involved with her, you're going to distract her, and it's just really going to mess with her mental health. And trust me, I know what's best for her. I don't think you should talk to her. I don't think you should call her. I don't think you should text her. I think you should just stay away from her, because, if you really cared about her, you would care about her mental health. And it really boiled down to the mental health of Serena Vanderwoodson, right? What this girl was saying, it really boiled down to Serena Vanderwoodson's mental health, that the reason why Nathaniel Archibald shouldn't pursue her is because of this reason, right? Mind you, the woman that I'm talking as is the woman from the part 1 of the dream. I was talking to her. The woman that I was... in the body of, I should say. I guess the woman that I was in the body of, she was the same woman that I was like, listen, don't talk to this guy. This guy, I'm telling you, he's just not a good guy. But she's seen it as I was trying to block her, right? Come to part 2, she had her revenge in her heart. I could feel it. She had revenge in her heart. So she was coming across as she was concerned about Serena Vanderwoodson's mental health, but she was doing it with revenge in her heart. Like, oh, you're going to try and block me. I'm going to try and block you too, right? I just saw 2023. So anyways, so I said that to Nathaniel Archibald, and Nathaniel made the decision right then and there to not pursue Serena Vanderwoodson because he did not want to interfere with her mental health, right? So that happened. And then you have Dan Humphrey, the hermit / Hierophant. Hold on. Like I said, he was seeing everything that happened. And when I looked at Dan Humphrey, by this time Nathaniel Archibald had left, right? I hope you're able to follow along, because this is the best way that I was giving this dream, because this is the best way where I would understand what was happening and who was playing who, right? So Dan Humphrey, he was watching everything that happened. He came up to me and he said, how dare you? How dare you try to get in the way of someone else's happiness? You have no right. You have no right to do that. And he was so mad. He was like, though you can't make decisions based on someone else's mental health. Despite what you think you may know what is best, you don't. You're not allowed to make decisions for somebody else, let alone get in the way of what was meant to be their happiness or whatever the case may be, right? You're not allowed to do that. He was PO'd, right? So essentially it was kind of like the Hierophant was so mad that this person had the audacity to stop this man from pursuing this woman under the guise of, I care about Serena Vanderwoodson's mental health. But like I said, God knew that this person had revenge in her heart, because I could feel it too. She had revenge in her heart. So, this was all about Serena Vanderwoodson. In the dream, here comes Blair Waldorf, Serena Vanderwoodson's best friend. And she's talking to the girl, more like yelling at her. She's like, get out. You're not allowed to be at this party anymore. And get out. You're unwelcome. You're unwelcome. And then she says something to me, which is the same line she had in the movie about this exact scenario or show. About this exact scenario in the show. She said to me, she said, Nate and Serena, that's mythic. You can't mess with fate. And Blair Waldorf was PO'd, right? Which is interesting because that's something that she also says in the show. Nate and Serena, that's mythic. You can't mess with fate. Something along those lines, right? And as soon as she said that, as soon as she said, you're not welcome here anymore, it's kind of like my spirit jumped out of this body and I could see the body in front of me. And what I saw was, it was a woman and she had blonde hair and she was very, very skinny, very, very thin. And she had her hair tied up in a long ponytail. But it was blonde hair and she just looked like she was like about to cry. And like, I just saw 22. Wow, 23. I'm just seeing a bunch of numbers. And she looked like she was about to cry. And that was the dream. Oh, and before, the funny thing is, I looked up a word because I heard the word in my dream. When she said, you're not welcome here anymore, before my spirit jumped out of this woman's body, the girl, Blair Waldorf, who was doing the yelling, she said, as she was like, you're not welcome here anymore, Nate and Serena, that's mythic, that's fate, you can't mess with that, blah, 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 blah. She shouted as hard as she could shout. She said, Lazarus! And then my spirit jumped out of that woman's body. And the woman looked like she was about to cry. And the woman was also wearing a red dress, right? She had her hair in a ponytail and she was wearing a red dress. But, so, hold on, I gotta change. Oh. I looked up the word Lazarus. What does the word Lazarus mean? And it says, Lazarus is giving a name and surname. Lazarus is a given name and surname. It is derived from the Hebrew Elazar, meaning God has helped. How cool is that? So, God is about to do some shizzle right now. He's seen what happened at a party 2 to 3.5 years ago, that someone tried to block your happiness or what was meant for you. Someone tried to block it with intentions of revenge in their heart because they didn't like that you were trying to help them out. They saw it as like, oh, the collective is just jealous of me, so I'm gonna get back at them, which was entirely wrong of them to do. They should have never done that. All right. So that's pretty much that, really. Let's pull some cards. I know that was like a little intense. That was like way too long. Somebody knows what this girl did, this woman. Not only was God seeing what happened, but there was somebody, like another human, they seen what happened. They actively seen this girl stop someone from pursuing you. They saw it. Two alignment. You were in the right place and time. That's crazy because I was literally like I call it time hopping because it's just like I'm always like time hopping in my dreams and shit like that. So I think it's just funny. 2 alignment. You are in the right place and time. The archangels have been summoned and they are here. And the letter W. You're having a lot of big wins. All right. Things are happening the way it's happening. Things are meant to be the way it's meant to be. Right. So now you're having all of these big wins. Oh, the letter W could be somebody's first, last, middle initial. Could be the name of a word or a place. But I see it as W. Wins. WG. So you could be a winning girl in life. But could be somebody's first, last, middle initial, name of a word or a place. You know something is up. What's sad about this is that you genuinely gave someone good advice out of the sincerity of your heart. Because you wanted them to be safe and understand that there is a danger to a certain action that they might want to take. And you were only trying to protect them from making a disastrous action. But instead, they didn't see it like that. This person was not mature enough to handle such advice. Which is one of the reasons why when they pray, they have trouble talking or connecting with God because they don't really like hearing what God is going to tell them because it's always going to be the truth. We have Virgo. Somebody could be a Virgo. Somebody could also be an earth sign. But I feel like this is how well you're able to analyze things. You can see the details of things very clearly. You could be a Virgo. Somebody else could be a Virgo. But I don't think it's really that. I think it's just how well you're able to see the details of something. How you're able to analyze things. You warned somebody about something and they didn't like what the warning was about or who it was about. They didn't like that. And you know what I'm getting? The only reason why they did not like that warning is because they were already pursuing this person. So they were hoping that you were going to give them some sort of different advice or something else. But when you told them, like, listen, this person is not good, it offended them because they were already secretly involved with this person. So when they're hearing somebody saying that the person that they're interested in is not a good person, and they're just like, they took offense to that because they were like, I would never choose anyone that's bad. I know what's best for me. I would never choose anyone that's bad. So it's kind of like you were disrespecting them because it was their decision to pursue this person after you warned them about them. And it's just like, They literally felt that you were disrespecting them. Like they felt like you were calling them dumb, or you were saying that they don't know how to make good choices in life, or that you just, you know, they just felt all types of ways for all the wrong reasons. And it's kind of like, I feel like they were just really seeing like the decisions that they were making up front. I feel like you were just like confirming that they actually do make bad decisions, and they didn't like that. So they wanted to also block something for you, because it's a way deeper than that, man. I'm telling you. But that's that. Wow, committed fraud, no remorse. That's crazy. Yeah. I felt when I was in her body, all I could feel in her heart was pure revenge. Like she just wanted revenge. Like she had a beeline to, I'm gonna block this, I'm gonna block the collective with intents of revenge in their heart. I didn't. After everything happened, she looked like she was gonna cry, but there was no other feeling, right? There was just only revenge in her heart. That was it. Wow, projecting their negativity on you. They have a knife behind their back. This person betrayed you, and all you tried to do was help them. So we have the letter O. We have three letters. We have WOG. I feel like you're growing. Because you're finally in alignment, you're able to grow. But that's you. You know, this person really tried to mess with something that was supposed to happen. And that really pissed off God. It really did. He was like, how dare you? And even though this person was being confronted, like I'm telling you, there was no remorse, no shame, nothing in this woman's heart. It was just pure revenge. And I'm telling you, what she didn't do anything, because that revenge was still in her heart. It didn't do anything. It didn't go away. It didn't shrink. It didn't grow. It just stayed the same, and it just stayed where it just stayed put. It didn't. Nothing happened to her. I mean, nothing happened to her. Like she didn't change. The revenge is still there in her heart. Petty man. We have the letter H. So someone could be asking God, how? How did this happen, God? How did this happen? So we have GHOW. So in the beginning of the dream, there was a man who was being puppeteered by a woman. This man I was warning this person about. Where does petty man fit in? Who is a petty man? This petty man committed fraud. You know what? The woman with the blonde hair that was wearing a dress, that was not a woman, that was a man. That's part of the fraud that he committed. It's kind of like he was in drag, in a sense, right? He was in drag. I feel like this petty man, he hid his identity because you warned a woman about a man. This man, first of all, they both got mad, right? They both got mad. But the man got even more mad, and he dressed up as a woman to block something in your life. And God can see what was happening. He was just like, it's crazy because this is really, this really is like a freaking telenovela. So I hope you're able to follow along. The man in the beginning of the movie, it really is a movie. Like, the way my dreams come out, they're like movies. In the beginning of the dream, the man that was being puppeteered, he didn't like that you had warned somebody about him as well. First of all, the woman felt offended, right? She felt offended that, like, it's kind of like you were calling her out on her dumb decisions in life. You were calling her out, she didn't like that. She felt some type of way. But the man also, he felt some type of way too. He was like, how dare you warn people about me? How dare you do that? So he got really, really petty, dressed up as a woman, committed fraud to block something for you. And now he's asking God how. You know what? I feel like whoever you warned about, they deserve each other, really. They do. Because the woman ain't shit and the man ain't shit either. With this Virgo energy here, I feel like you're really able to see in detail what was happening. This petty man is just mad because you were trying to tell people who he really was. He got mad at you. You know what? I feel like, yeah, maybe he may have been doing drag in the real world, but this is really spiritually. He was trying to dress up as something as he wasn't spiritually. It's kind of like, if this man was being controlled by a succubus, he let himself be that in dreams so that way he can seduce guys or, be convincing to other guys to block them from getting with certain women that this man wants to be with or that this man has an interest in, right? So he literally lets himself be puppeteered. So the woman who, when she put her hand on this man's shoulders, the man he was looking at his hands, right? He was like, wow, this is my power. That was the thing inside of this man puppeteering him. And she was like, wow, this is really my power. This is what I can do. This is what I look like. So this petty man has two things inside of him. Not only does he have himself, but he has a thing inside of him. I had a dream too, a couple months ago about a woman in a red dress that was trying to enter my home, but I was like, no, no, I don't think so. Get out. And she got dragged away. So the reason why I thought of drag is because of what is inside of this man. It's kind of like he opened himself up to a succubus. I know, because he's a masculine. You would think incubus, but no. whatever was inside this petty man, it just amplified his pettiness, and he was just committing all types of fraud because you're telling people who he really was, while simultaneously trying to project negativity onto you. But you're able to see this, right? You're able to analyze things. Not only that, but you have archangels around you and you're in alignment. Damn, 40 minutes? All right. Well, if you've been watching this far, thanks for, watching. This is how I solve things. What a puzzle, huh? All right, so I guess we're going to move on now. I'm going to get a couple more quads. This petty man, he's also asking God, how did I get here? How did I let this happen? How is my life like this? God, how? Well, I'll tell you why. You opened yourself up to be puppeteered. All because you were being petty and you just let yourself amplify that. We have the letter R. Wow. So we have grow here. Collective, you're growing. Whether this be you're growing as a person, you're growing a baby, you're growing a job, you're growing a business, you're growing your life, you're growing your investments, you're growing whatever it is that's around you. You are in the Seven of Pentacles right now. You're just growing things around you. And this person is saying, grr, how? How is this happening to me? Grr. Why is life like this? Grr. They're just so mad. I shouldn't laugh, but, here we are. Wow, he's obsessed with you. This petty man is obsessed with you. He's also asking, how are you so aligned right now? How are you able to see things? How are you protected? So this petty man is just mad all around. We have the letter C. I'm like hearing a word, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to get flagged. But with the letter C, this person likes to chow down on certain recreational substances. Let's just say it like that. That start with the letter C. Okay? So wow, focused on my goals. The archangels are here to help you focus on your goals, which is allowing you to grow. You're able to see things. All right, you cannot conform on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to move on now. I know this video is like super long, so, but it is what it is, right? Lightness. May the light lift you to the surface. This is about letting go. You're growing because you're letting go of things. Collective. My baby. You ate all of your cheese? Oh my goodness. You ate all of mommy's cheese. Thank you. Hold on, I'll be right back. Never mind. Because you got books there. What the heck? Begin. May you start as if you have already begun. This is about moving forward. You're just moving forward and letting things go. You're literally not stopping anything from... You're not letting anything stop you from moving forward because you're so focused on your goals. And with this Virgo energy here, it's kind of like you're just hyper-focused on your goals. You're not going to let anything stop you from, you know, being in alignment. This person is obsessed with you because they see you as a cash cow. Amongst other things. It's because of also what they have inside of them. I feel like also what's inside of them is jealous of you. This feminine demon that is inside of this man is jealous of you. Interesting. We have both of these cards that came out in the reverse. I'm curious. May you open and explore. This is about moving forward. This person is being blocked from being able to explore your world. They can't do that. They want to know what's going on in your world. They want to see what's going on in your world. They're obsessed. Right? They have a... It's no longer curious for them. It's an obsession. All right? But they can't. And the thing is, it's really sad because they can't move on in their life because of how obsessed they are with you. Then we have reveal, which is also in the reverse. This is about having compassion. It says reveal, may openness lead you to connection. Another reason why they're stuck and they can't move forward in life is because they don't even love themselves. They don't have self-compassion. You know, and it's sad because how can they have self-compassion if they like willingly let themselves be opened up to a female demon? Hey, thank you, baby. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. It's a paint. So, yeah, how can they like move forward in life and they can't even reveal to themselves what's really like troubling them? Like in my dream, Chuck Bass, he had a lot of issues. A lot of mom issues, a lot of father issues, commitment issues, issues with drugs, alcohol, partying, sleeping around, a lot of terrible vices. Here. And this person, they can't open themselves up to revealing that to themselves. Which is why they can't connect. They can't connect to anything. For me, oh my goodness, hold on. Alright, I'm gonna have to go soon because she's playing with paint now. So, this is really sad. They're stuck in life and they don't even like themselves. Which is interesting because they're obsessed with you. And they want to know everything about you, what's going on in your world. But they can't. So this is what happened at a party 2.5 years ago. This man Driven by the jealousy, revenge, and hatred in his heart because you basically told somebody the truth about him. Either was being controlled by what was inside of him or actually dressed up in drag to pretend to be something he wasn't, to block something that was meant to be for you, to block that from happening. And God's seen everything. God's seen this happen. There's something I'm missing, though. There's something I'm missing. I get it, though. If this cuts off, then I'm just going to upload it as is. So, Page of Wands, reverse. This person is actively trying to find a way to block you. They're actively trying to find a way to block you. Oh, the reason why they can't. All right. Let me get comfy. This person, they're curious about you and they're obsessed about you, right? Let's forget about everything else for the moment. Their obsession with you is keeping them stuck. They can't focus on fixing their own life, cleaning it up. Shit, I got paint on my elbow. Oh well. They can't see inside your life. They're blocked off from seeing inside your life. As that's happening, they're also actively trying to find a way to block you in your life, trying to find a way to block something for you. But again, they're blocked in general. That's why the archangels are here, because they know what this person is trying to plan, what this person is trying to do, which is actively right now trying to find a way to block you. Block something in your life, whether it be a job, a relationship, children, Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah, this person is going to try to block something in your life using lies. But they can't find anything to lie about when it comes to you. They can't. And that's because you're in alignment. If they're saying that you're mentally unhealthy, that's not true. You are. You're in alignment. The archangels are really doing a lot right now to make sure that this does not work out. And it's not going to work out. Because not only that, but God is really PO'd with this person. Which is, God sent the archangels to you. Because God's seen what this person did 2 to 3.5 years ago. And now they're trying to do something again. So God is like, all right, guys, let's, line up. Let's go. Wow, we have Judgment in reverse and it flew out all the way over here. This person doesn't even like themselves. And it's so crazy because that's another thing that I feel like that's why that's gonna become extremely apparent at the moment, right? People are gonna be able to see that this person doesn't even like themselves. The way they view themselves is it's like low, it's bad. They just have no self-confidence, no love, no self-love. They don't even like themselves. And here they are trying to do something to you, like, what? Nine of Cups. Yeah. Right now, collective, you are in this Nine of Cups energy. You're constantly growing. Right? I think the reason why they put a fat man in this picture of the Nine of Cups, because back then, people who were bigger were seen as rich, because they had a lot of food and drinks, and then they could afford to buy all the food and all the drinks that they wanted. So they could afford to eat as much as they wanted, right? This was like not the Renaissance. I think it isn't. Maybe it's this Renaissance era. I don't know, but you're just constantly growing, filling up your cups. You have so many cups to drink from. You're always eating, always being blessed. Your wishes are coming true. That's you. Somebody wants to block this. This man, this petty man, wants to block you from your Nine of Cups, which is why the archangels are here. Five of Cups. This person on top of the G, I feel like this person is like coming off as very remorseful, like, oh, I regret what I did. But that's a front. So this man is pretending to the world that he regrets what he's done. Like, he's just, I'm just so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, coming off like that. But God knows what's in this man's heart. God knows that this man is trying to block you. And I feel like that's another thing, too. This man is trying to pretend to come across as very remorseful, in regret. But it's not true. Because he's in judgment in reverse. Because he's actually trying to block you. I keep saying that, I know. He's only like this, not because of he feels bad for what he's been doing, but because he can't do what he wants to do when it comes to you. That's the only reason why. So it's kind of like he feels bad that he can't do what he wants to do when it comes to you. But the way he's making it come across is just like, it's kind of like he's exchanging. Hold on. All right, so five of Cups, right? Okay. So this person is in the Five of Cups over your Nine of Cups, and they're just really in their feelings because they can't block you, and they can't find a way to block you with lies. They can't watch you. They can't stalk you. They can't spy on you, right? And what I mean about when they're flipping, switching the emotion. So let's say they see that you're happy and you're in the Nine of Cups, right? And they're crying. And someone's like, why are you crying? What's going on? This person will be like, oh, I'm just crying because I miss so-and-so, right? But really, they're actually crying because they can't block your Nine of Cups. But they're just pretending. It's kind of like, they don't want people to see them as like, whoa, like that's really messed up. They don't want people to see them that they're crying because they can't block your Nine of Cups. So instead, they're just saying, oh, I'm just crying because I miss so-and-so. What they really miss is blocking so-and-so's Nine of Cups. All right? So that's what they're doing. They're switching, they're feeling one thing, but passing it off as something else. All right? So I hope that makes sense. And that's really to also cover up their actual intentions, their feelings, right? Like with the whole, the woman in the dream, she had revenge in her heart, but she was coming off as very sincere, as she cared about Serena Vanderwoodsen's mental health, right? That's how she came across as, which is what this person is doing. They're coming across as very remorseful about the fact that they missed so-and-so. No, what they really miss is blocking so-and-so's Nine of Cups. The Emperor. So you have a Nine of Cups with an Emperor. Or you are this Emperor who is in this Nine of Cups energy. You could be in Aries, or you could be involved with an Aries. But I don't think that's really important right now. I just feel like either you are this Emperor with a Nine of Cups, or you have Nine of Cups with an Emperor. And this person, whether this be a woman that's sad that she can't block you anymore, or a man that's sad that he can't block you anymore. She's trying to figure out how to block. She's trying to figure out how to block. I just saw 5939. High Priestess. Oh, shit. So we have essentially a power couple out here. We have Emperor and a high priestess who is in this Nine of Cups. So this Emperor, he's taken charge of his life. He's very dependable, loyal, good father. He knows what he's doing, financially stable, King of Cups, all that good stuff. And this High Priestess, so he could be getting counsel from a High Priestess, or they're just in a relationship together. Somebody who's very spiritual, sees what's going on, connected, right? All that good stuff. Gets messages from the angels. There are angel winds behind her. So that's why this person can't. If this person is trying to lie, they can't, because this couple, either you are the High Priestess or you are the Emperor, whatever divine person you are, this couple is in divine alignment. The archangels are around this couple. That's why this person is like, how can I block them? They can't. So when people ask them, are you okay? What's going on? Are you okay? They'll be like, yeah, well, I just really miss so-and-so. I just miss so-and-so, or like, I just miss the way things used to be. Well, really, what they really miss is how they used to be able to block things for either this High Priestess or this Emperor. So if this Emperor did get counsel from a High Priestess, he's able to actually see things for what it is, be in alignment. Or you are this High Priestess being able to be in alignment because you're connected. You're able to be in this Nine of Cups with this Emperor, right? King of Cups. So I feel like you are with the King of Cups, Nathaniel Archibald from, Gossip Girls. This is a really genuinely nice guy that you are with. And somebody's trying to block that from happening, from continuing on. So this King of Cups is in his Emperor energy. He's like a genuinely nice guy. And this person is mad because they can't block this nice guy. Also, what I'm getting is that the petty man that is in this Five of Cups energy, he likes to pass himself off as a King of Cups. This is a lot of inner workings. Like people trying to wear masks and pretend to be what they're not. It's a lot. I know, it's a lot. So if you've gone this far, then thanks for following along, because it's not ever just surface readings, I guess, with me. I like to get to the nitty-gritty intels, all the details and the intels and all that good stuff. So anyways, yeah. This person is trying to block a genuine nice guy who is in his Emperor energy with a High Priestess and Nine of Cups. Or, they're trying to block you, a High Priestess, who is with a nice guy who is in his Emperor energy and Nine of Cups. But also, the person who is in the Five of Cups, they like to pretend they are a nice guy. So somebody's trying to pretend they're nice, and then somebody is genuinely nice. They were trying to fool people around them. Like, I'm actually really the King of Cups. He's not. I don't want to pull anything else, actually. I don't want to pull anything else, so I'm not going to pull anything else. I hope this helps. Because I'm already, like, over an hour, and I kind of want to eat some noodles now. It's, like, lunchtime. Yeah, it's 12:27. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Let me pull one of these for the collective. For the collective! So let me stop. So this is really like one of those shows or movies where you have to like really think about things, because it's like nothing is really ever as it seems, And it causes you to kind of go back and rewind, or go back to like the first episode, like, oh my god, that's why that is the way it is, or oh my god, I can't believe I didn't see that before, you know? This story is basically like that. Like, oh my god, I get it now, you know? Energy for the collective, please, and thank you. I am always receiving the essence of what I am giving. So it's kind of like essentially what you put out is what you get. But this is the collective. You're always putting out nothing but pure energy. So you're getting back nothing but pure energy. You're getting back the Nine of Cups. You're getting back a partner that is a high priestess, or you are the high priestess. You're getting back a partner that is in the emperor, or you are the emperor. You're in alignment. You have protection from the archangels, and you're just focused on your goals. The back says, hold on. All right, it says, I am always receiving the essence of what I am giving. Appreciation and love and alignment to that which is source is the ultimate giving back, so to speak. For in your pain or struggle, you have nothing to give back. What you are living is always an exact replication of your vibrational patterns of thought. Nothing could be more fair than life as you are living it, for as you are thinking, you are vibrating. And as you are vibrating, you are attracting. And so you are always getting back the essence of what you are giving. It doesn't matter how bad you're feeling or whatever the case may be. You're not ever operating out of malice and revenge and negative intent, right? That's not what you do. You put out positivity, kindness, genuinity. Like in the beginning of the dream, I was telling this girl, I was giving her a warning, but I was like genuine with it. I was like, listen, blah 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 blah. It was like a warning, but she took it as, oh, you're just being negative, you're being, you're just trying to block me. So whatever, but that's not you, collective. I really want to pull more cards on this, but I gotta go, so I can't. But I'll probably do another video. You know what's funny too? I said I was gonna do a live last night and I never did it. But I'll probably do it tonight. Right? So anyways, hope this helps. Bye.